Jean de Huyselen was a meticulous Belgian geologist and paleontologist with a passion for uncovering prehistoric human activity. His work took him across Africa, Europe, and the Middle East, where he studied ancient landscapes and early civilizations. A scholar with the Royal Belgian Institute, he was known for his keen observational skills and empirical approach. Huyselen focused on analyzing prehistoric environments and human adaptations. The Semliki River is located at the mouth of the Nile River. During an excavation in 1950 near the Semliki in the Belgian Congo, Huyselen discovered a carved bone tool among human remains and stone artifacts. This artifact, later named the Ishango Bone, featured engraved markings that hinted at early mathematical reasoning, reshaping perspectives on prehistoric cognition. A 1990 CNN report, referenced via YouTube, claimed that the Ishango bone had been stored away in a drawer and largely forgotten about for 50 years before its rediscovery. Major artifact symbolizing African pride. Ishango quickly became a symbol for African ancestral pride. Afrolegends.com. The Ishango bone is what is called a bone tool for the cradle of mathematics, dating as far back as 22,000 years ago. In the Upper Paleolithic, the bone from a baboon with a sharp piece of quartz affixed to one end for engraving, the oldest practice of arithmetic in human history. Continuing, the notches have been interpreted as a prehistoric calculator or a lunar calendar or a prehistoric barcode. HistoryMath.com. The Ishango bone represents a critical point in the history of mathematics. It offers evidence that early humans were engaging in mathematical thought much earlier than previously believed. Blagnificentlife.com. The Ishango bone celebrated evidence of African mathematical genius. It indicates that the African people over wide areas throughout the continent developed specialized areas of knowledge. Major archaeological discovery in Europe. For decades, the Ishango bone has stood as our earliest glimpse into prehistoric mathematical thought. But a new discovery may force us to reconsider. Cut marks on a 2-million-year-old bone from Romania hint at an even deeper origin for hominid symbolism and numeracy. Romania. Bună ziua, ce mai faceți? Eu vorbesc un puțin de românește. Grazie, mulțumesc. In the 1960s, a team of young archaeologists from Bucharest dug up thousands of animal fossils at a site in southwest Romania. Most of the fossils got stored away and were forgotten about. According to The Conversation, visiting scholar Sabrina Corin discovered the fossils and was intrigued. She kept staring at them. Finally, she told her colleagues, "I think I found something." ArchaeologyMag.com, January 2025. Ohio University and other institution researchers examined 4,524 samples of bones removed from Graecopithecus and concluded that 20 showed anthropogenic modification. Continuing, definitive butchering cut signatures characterize 7 of them. Tibia and mandibles with linear signatures were examined with high-tech 3D optics that confirmed lithic tools as the cause of the markings. A new paper dropped in the journal Nature earlier this year. Hominin presence in Eurasia by at least 1.95 million years ago. Among the co-authors, superstar paleoanthropologist and YouTube host Brianna Pobiner of the Smithsonian Institute. Abstract. Here we present evidence of hominid activity at the site of Graecopithecus, Romania, in the form of multiple cut-marked bones. Continuing, our results presented along with multiple other lines of evidence point to a widespread, though perhaps intermittent, presence of hominids across Eurasia by at least 2 million years ago. A presence of hominids across Eurasia by at least 2 million years ago. The authors do not specify which hominid species. Miocene apes such as Graecopithecus or Antediluvius could have survived in southern Europe as late as 2 million years ago. An Australopithecine venturing north, such as Australopithecus africanus, or an early genus Homo, Homo habilis, or Homo erectus. Adrian Dobos, one of the Romanian co-authors of the study, referred to it merely as a quote-unquote an evolved species during an interview with the Jerusalem Post. The authors do cite the 1.9 million year old Homo erectus skulls from Dmanisi, Georgia, along with the most recent identification of stone tools in China dated to 2.2 million years ago. Those newly discovered stone tools in China are believed to be from Homo erectus. Continuing from the paper, updated chronologies for fossil localities in Asia, especially China, and a growing number of localities that may represent traces of hominid activity throughout Eurasia increasingly suggest hominids were likely present in Eurasia prior to Dmanisi. Scientific skepticism, media indifference, a collective shrug. The stalwarts of paleoanthropology, Stringer, Hawks, Berger, et al., have remained conspicuously silent on the Romanian bone cut marks discovery. Curiously, the discovery is receiving very little media coverage, no dramatic headlines at the BBC, CNN, The Guardian, or other major publications who typically cover every new paleoanthropological find. With the exception of MSN and Yahoo News, coverage has been limited to secondary and alternative science media. Regular viewers of this channel will recall that in 2022, when Berger discovered similar scratch marks on the Rising Star cave wall made by Africa's Homo naledi, it attracted a worldwide media frenzy. Berger had proposed that Homo naledi deliberately created crosshatch engravings on cave walls 300,000 years ago, suggesting they were an early form of symbolic expression, challenging the idea that only larger-brained hominids engaged in meaning-making behavior. Berger got a huge book deal and a Netflix series with the discovery. Despite an adventure worthy of headlines, Adrian Dobos and Sabrina Karan remain in quiet obscurity, while Dr. Berger basks in the glory of his newfound fame. Romania and the Balkans, a rising epicenter for human origins. Romania, Bulgaria, other Balkan states are largely viewed as a backwater region for paleoanthropology. The European origins hypothesis proposed by esteemed scholars like Madeleine Bohm and Nikolai Spasov has largely been dismissed despite mounting evidence challenging conventional models. It is now becoming harder to ignore the evidence that Europe, and particularly the Balkans, played a more significant role in hominin evolution than previously acknowledged. Moreover, these scratch marks on the 2-million-year-old bone in Romania serve as further evidence of a potential separate European lineage from the Africans. This latest find joins a growing list of discoveries: Epidema 1 from Greece, the Crete footprints, Graecopithecus, and Antediluvius that hint at a more complex and regionally diverse story of human origins. One that stands in direct opposition to the simplified out-of-Africa model long championed by academic anthropologists at elite universities. Thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.